The DAZN Boxing Show is on the road from Manchester as we gear up for a packed Saturday night of action, headlined by an intriguing domestic dust-up between Zelfa Barrett and Jordan Gill. This is the weekend preview. So many big fights coming up on DAZN in the next few weeks. Don't forget, next week, Devin Haney takes on Ryan Garcia at WBC Super Lightweight title. May 4th, Cinco de Mayo, Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. And then the 5 versus 5. Don't forget though, topping the 5 versus 5 is Dimitri Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev June 1st. But we kick things off this week, Saturday, live on DAZN from the AO Arena in Manchester. This man, Zelfa Barrett, takes on Jordan Gill. Zelfa joins us now, looking good, smelling good as well. How are you, Zelfa? Good?
I'm great, man. You know, it's a long time coming, so I'm just taking it all in.
You know, I have to be honest with you, I thought this could be Joe Cordina. There's a lot of talk about you versus Joe Cordina. What happened there? Not that we're taking anything away from this matchup, but why not Joe?
You know, Joe's a good fighter, but I'm a potential banana peel, I believe. So, you know, he's become a world champ. It's about making the money, securing his family. I understand it. You know, I fully get it. So, you know, I win over Gill, maybe.
Yeah, maybe indeed.
How's preparation gone, Zelf? You look in great shape. I know you prepare diligently all the time with your Uncle Pat and stuff like that, but for this fight, is there anything that you see, any dangers in Jordan Gill? He's coming off a career best win against Conlon last time out, and yourself, you coming back off 2 victories now after the setback from last time. How do you feel?
I'm great. You know, it's giving me this grit in my mouth now because I'm thinking, he thinks he can beat me.
Yeah.
You know, he had a good win against Conlon, and he's got a good team around him, so that's just G'd me up to make me really want to destroy him.
You've been around for so long, and people don't realise this. You've been around the Manchester circuit and the gyms for so many years. I know that because I was around there myself, but it's like you're coming to age now, and you have the potential to be the next big name in Manchester who sells the tickets and who provides the big fights. How does that make you feel? Because look at the names that you've surpassed and seen pass through.
You know what? I'll feel it Sunday. Win or win. At this moment in time, I've got a target on my back, so I'm like them horses with the things there. I can't see nothing yet. All I can see is Jordan Gill. You know, the crowd, the occasion. It's not even. I've not even like let it settle in yet.
Yeah.
Sunday when I win with my 5 guys, I'll be like, yo. But right at the moment in time, Gill's on my mind, man.
Okay.
Has Eddie spoke to you about what happens if you win in terms of potential world title shot? Because you must be very, very close to that.
I assume it's a world title eliminator, so you know, getting the win, which I believe I will do, to put me in the right spot, whether it's for the WBA, whether it's slipping in with the IBF, you know, I'm still in the ratings, so we'll just see. You know, it's important Saturday night, and I believe I'm going to put out a good performance.
You do look really good in terms of the weight. No, honestly, you really do, but standing next to you, you're a very big super feather.
Yes.
I mean, when is that move to lightweight coming? Because there are some big names up there. How long do you think you're going to stay at the 130-pound division?
I don't know, you know, I make it.
You're big, Zelfa.
I make it comfortable, like my eyes are not sucked in. I just look slim. Yeah. I've got a petite face. That's it. I've got a little face. That's all.
Do you know what it's down to? You live the right lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable matchup. I hate picking because I know both you guys.
I know you.
Jordan's a good friend of mine, but I've said that, and
I'll tell you what he said though. He's basically said that. And he might not say it now, but he has said that he just thinks you're too much for Jordan Gill.
I believe that.
Too fresh, too big, too strong.
Without being rude toward Jordan, the cool guy, I keep seeing him in the lift. Yeah. God, man, I don't know what you're doing to me. I keep seeing him, but I just believe I'm better than him in every single way. You know, he's a good fighter, but he's fast, I'm faster. He's big, I'm bigger. He's strong, I'm stronger. I just believe I'm better than him, you know, and what's really got me ready for this fight is, he thinks he can beat me. I've really took it personal, like, to the point where Uncle P's not even being around me.
That's what David said to me. That annoyed them that much. He thinks he's genuinely.
This guy thinks he can do me.
I swear, it's more like a personal thing. You know what I mean? So, you know, we're cool. Like I said, I keep seeing him, but as soon as that bell rings, it's on.
That's what I explained to Ade before. There's weight classes for the reason that you've been at bigger weights and faced bigger men, and I just feel that'll be a big factor on Saturday night. The size difference will be visible for everyone seeing. I'm not saying that's the only reason that I'm deciding Zelfa wins this fight, but I just think it's a big factor. I really do.
I agree with you as well. 2 fights last year, first fight this year. Do you just want to stay busy as well now?
You know what? Staying busy, being in big fights. So it's about, you know, win or win, bringing it back to Manchester, you know, and my daughter's getting a bit older now, so maybe she can come to one or two fights, but you know, it's just about getting in big fights and living my life, man.
Indeed, and hopefully that's a world title fight as well. Good luck, Zelfa. Good luck on Saturday. Cheers,
thank you.
Thank you.
These are the fights that we want to see. Jordan Gill and Zelfa Barrett, a fantastic domestic British clash that's going to lead these two on the verge of a world championship shot, looking to stake their claim for a world title, and they decide to give us a treat and make a 50-50 domestic clash.
This is a new and improved Jordan Gill here.
Headlining in his hometown.
The brown flash in a flash. Oh, big right hand! This is what's going to make Zelfa Barrett a world champion.
This fight feels like a world title fight because I know how good Jordan is.
We don't have champions where I come from. I want to be a world champion. I deserve a shot.
Jordan Gill, fantastic stuff.
These two fantastic super featherweights.
Against the odds.
I'm ready to go.
It's giving me that grit in my teeth to really want to perform.
Another big fight for this man, coming off a career best win against Michael Conlan this year. Steps up again, I think, to take on Zelfa Barrett. Jordan Gill joins us now. Before we even get into the fight, congratulations with everything.
Thank you.
Not just the win, how courageous you were, talking about your journey as well, the honesty. You don't really see it. Do you almost feel like a great weight's lifted off your shoulder, speaking about it?
Not so much. I just felt when you're given a platform, it's important to make people realise how hard it was to get to that point, just to get back in the ring. And I was given the platform. I was overcome with emotion, obviously, on the win, and I thought it was important to share. So, you know, it's not been an easy road, and a lot of people reached out to me after and said, you know, thanks for saying what you said. It's helped me a lot. So it's good.
I said career best win. You've had some fantastic wins. That was the highlight, though, wasn't it? I mean, to go to Belfast and everyone had wrote you off. Everyone, let's be honest, everyone said, apart from Tony, I will admit, apart from Tony did told Eddie Hearn, he said, this isn't a good fight for Conlan, so he had your back there. But to prove a lot of people wrong and put on that kind of performance and stop him, that must feel good.
Yeah, it felt great.
Yeah.
It felt fantastic. We had a great week in Belfast. We're having a great week here in Manchester. So for me, that was a highlight of my career. It's always nice when people write you off. It's always nice to prove people wrong. And I'm going to have to do the same here on Saturday.
Indeed you will. What do you make of Zelfa Barrett as an opponent? We've just seen him go past us. He is a big super feather.
Yeah, he's a fantastic fighter. He's someone that I've always watched and enjoyed his style. He's got a lot of strings to his bow. He's very versatile. He can move, he can punch hard, he's fit, he's tough. So it's going to be a fantastic fight. I don't see a way that this fight isn't exciting.
Yeah. You're never in non-exciting fights.
He's always in brilliant fights, and I haven't met many fighters who show the amount of dedication and preparation that Jordan shows. He's diligent in the way he prepares, from the smaller things to cooking yourself great food, to having a great training schedule, to living the life day in, day out, and then getting in the ring and performing. He's done it all, and I've lived alongside him, spent a lot of time around him. It didn't shock me at all with the Michael Conlan victory and the manner of it. I think when Jordan's mind is set on something, he goes about it and he does everything right. This is a big fight. Yeah, really big fight. And it's a hard fight as well, make no mistake about it, because both guys can adapt. And that's a big thing. Both guys can hit hard. Both have got really good training teams around them. And it's all to play for on Saturday night. It really is. And Jordan knows what's at stake. I'm just happy you're in a good place. You know, family life is stable. Got your lovely wife and whatever have you. So yeah, I'm happy he's in a good place, because he's one of the best people I've ever met.
Yeah.
Such a good, kind person. And bypassing that, he's a brilliant fighter. Jordan,
I think
Jordan
we've seen
hasn't
it.
achieved
We've seen
what
it.
he should have, and
seen
hopefully
it.
we see it.
Jordan, what about the extra few pounds? Feel good of it?
Oh, I feel fantastic.
Can I have another meal?
I'm eating like a king. I'm eating like a king.
You look good. Look at your face. You look good. Yeah.
You're like, even from the Conlan fight, I thought I was at 100% in the Conlan fight. This time it's just even better. You know, your body adapts, it changes as you get older. I've really managed to fix my metabolism. I feel fantastic. It's the best shape I've ever been in, and that's what you're going to see Saturday night.
I asked Zelfa Barrett, I'm going to ask you the same question. Has Eddie spoken about a world title shot for the winner? I know Eddie chucks in these final eliminators all the time, and sometimes it doesn't mean you're going to get the world title shot, but as he specifically said, if you win this, world title shot next.
Yeah, correct. So
It has to be, doesn't it? You beat Michael Conlan, you beat Zelfa Barrett. It has to be that.
I feel so. All we can do is continue, keep winning, and your opportunity will come. And that's just boxing. But before the Conlan fight, the winner was meant to fight for a world title. I think a lot of people were disappointed that I didn't get a world title shot. Eddie said you need one more high-profile win, and you'll get a world title shot. He said, "Will you fight Zelfa Barrett?" I said, "Yes."
Away fighter now, back to back. That's kind of your career, right? Back to back to back away fighters. Do you prefer that? I spoke to Josh Warrington about this, and he says as much as he gets that big crowd at the first direct or wherever he fights, he actually doesn't mind fighting away because the pressure of fighting at home is quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I just like to fight.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter who has more fans there. The fans can't fight for you. It's just a ring. They could be in the middle of the jungle. It doesn't matter to me. But for me, there's no pressure. All the pressure's on Zelfa. He's the favourite. He's the home fighter. All the pressure's on him. He's expected to win. And I'm going to come upset the party again.
Yeah, the upsetter, they should call you, right? Who was that? Who was nicknamed the upsetter? Oval McKenzie.
Come on, Andy.
Who put your big bottom down?
But I finished him off. Yeah, got up, then finished him off, and then give him a rematch.
Yeah.
After everyone said they shouldn't. And then guess what? He didn't lay a single punch in the rematch. So
there you go.
But that's not about me. It's about this champion.
It's not that. You're right. It's about this man whose story continues this Saturday live on DAZN. Jordan Gill takes on Zelfa Barrett. Fantastic fight, fantastic undercard as well. And before you go anywhere, this is the reason why you should always stick with DAZN.
Hey champ, I know why you're here. You're a born winner, the top dog. You have a proper punch on you. It only takes one, eh? But I know you're not all about throwing haymakers. You know your bobs from your weaves, and you know DAZN's got over 100 live events every year. Over 100, proper stat. All the action, the chaos, the comebacks, the non-stop knockout. Big fights every week, so get those gloves back on. Together, we're boxing royalty. DAZN, undisputed.
All right, here's a reminder of what's coming your way on the main card this Saturday night. We kick things off with Michael Gomez Jr. taking on Kane Baker. Rhiannon Dixon fights Karen Carabajal for the WBO lightweight title. Steve Clark faces Jensen Irvin. The IBF and WBO super bantamweight titles are on the line when Ellie Scottney battles Francis Ségolène Lefebvre. Then the main event sees Zelfa Barrett and Jordan Gill face off for the WBA International Super Bantamweight strap. It's been a while, I think, since we've had a fight card in Manchester. I'm trying to think of the last one.
It has been a while.
Been a while, hasn't it?
Was it? Do you know what? I'm struggling.
And we've been waiting for another star to emerge. When you think of it, we were lucky to have Ricky Hatton, Anthony Crolla. We've not really had a big one since then. Look, Zelfa, it's his home patch. He'll be hoping,
yes,
I guess, to almost get a big win here, propel him to become that star.
It will. I mean, Manchester and Liverpool are pretty similar. We usually have one or two big stars around, but they seem to be diminishing now. Liverpool have still got a few left in the pipeline, but Manchester's have slowly kind of faded away. If Zelfa gets the win here, I wouldn't say he puts himself in pole position for that stardom game, but it's making waves again. You know, this would be a big victory for him. And as for Jordan Gill, this is the acid test I think he's been waiting for.
Very quickly on that, I'm going to segue, but I promise I will come back to talk about the cards and the main event. You only talk about stars. Obviously, we've got to a stage now when you look at the British boxing superstars,
yes,
and there are all of them sort of mid-30s, late 30s. Who is sort of that next one to pass the baton to?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I was looking at it the other day. I mean, could it be Dalton Smith, who we saw a couple of weeks ago in that Sheffield?
I think he's the shining light. He's the bright star. I mean, but then people compare him to the likes of Adam Azim, and he's a bright star. He's a big talent. But right now, I think the one who's ready to take the mantle, I would probably agree, is Dalton Smith.
Dalton Smith.
Yeah,
Dalton Smith. Maybe
I don't
Ben
think.
Whittaker, maybe.
It's not enough bouts.
Yeah.
Still, maybe not even active enough. Dalton Smith is really active, really busy, and he's really active against good fighters, Addy.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing. So, yeah, I mean, I think Dalton Smith's a fair shout.
All right, let's talk about the main event. Jordan Gill coming off that fantastic win, biggest win of his career against Michael Conlan at super featherweight as well, 130 pounds. No one expected that, I don't think. Did you? Did you see it coming?
Well, once we get Mr. Haim back over here,
you predicted that.
I did
Okay,
warn
fair.
him and told him. I said to him, "This is a bad fight. This is a bad fight for Conlan." I thought you would have chose a more suitable opponent, but Eddie thought, you know, not a chance, and I said, okay, we'll soon find out. And Jordan is a tough, well-rounded fighter, shall we say. Not the biggest puncher, not the quickest fighter, but he's well-rounded. He's
kind of very good at everything. Maybe not elite at anything, but very good at everything.
I think that's a fair assessment, Eddie. And I think Conlan, if I'm being totally honest, has seen better times. I mean, I don't think if I'm being totally honest, he's ever truly recovered from the Lee Wood fight, which is hard to say, but it just happens to some fighters, Eddie. That's the way it goes. And I feel for him because Conlan's a really good fighter, but Jordan Gill, I think this is a bad fight for him. I hope I'm wrong because Jordan's a friend of mine. He's a really good fighter, and I like Zelfa Barrett too. But I just think styles make fights, and I think this could be a disaster. I really do. I hate to say that because I really rate Jordan Gill. He's a brilliant fighter. He's the diamond of a lad. His father as well is a lovely man. But I just think this is all wrong for him.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest as well. I mean, you look at the two, size-wise.
Yes.
I mean, Zelfa really is a lightweight. He's that big, and Jordan's a career featherweight. And I know he beat Michael Conlan. Michael Conlan really is a super bantamweight. Do you see what I'm getting at here? There's a lot of size difference between Jordan Gill and Zelfa Barrett.
Without a shot, and you're going to see that.
Yeah.
And there's also a big gap in terms of punching power in this fight. Zelfa Barrett's a one-punch hitter. Maybe not at world level, but definitely at European level. We've seen that against Donovan. It was a ruthless knockout of Donovan. Even though he's behind on the cards and trailing, he's got that equalising in his armoury at this level. And I think that's going to be the difference on Saturday night, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, both of them want a world title shot. Both of them clearly, that's the aim, right? The winner, Eddie, will have to kind of put in position to kind of get that. I mean, how far are both away from that next level? I mean, Navarrete, Oscar Valdez type level, Joe Cordina.
I don't think this fight guarantees you a world title shot. I think this fight is just basically a big elimination fight. This fight basically lets Eddie know where they're both at. You know, if you, he's going to be saying to Zelfa Barrett, if you can't beat Jordan Gill, you're not going to win a world title. And he's saying to Jordan Gill, if you can't beat Zelfa Barrett, you're not going to win a world title. I got thrown in a similar bout to this for the European title against Mateusz Masternak.
Yeah.
And I was furious when he done it. And he basically was really honest. We sat down, had a big argument, back and forth arguing, and he just said, if you can't beat Mateusz Masternak, you're not going to win a world title. And I was like, I wanted to shout, scream and swear, but he was right.
Yeah. And you did beat Masternak.
Thankfully, I got
tough night's work though.
2 scratched eyeballs, 2 closed eyes at the end of the fight, 1 cracked hand on the left. It wasn't a nice night, but done the job on him. And and this is the kind of acid test now that's facing Jordan Gill and Zelfa Barrett. We all have these moments as fighters where you've got to basically step up to the plate and show you're at this level. And I think both of these fighters have shown that they are European level fighters. Are you world title contenders? This fight doesn't prove you're a world title contender. It just shows you're at that European level, in my opinion.
All right, there are 2 world title fights on this card, both female title fights. Ellie Scottney takes on Sugaline Lefebvre from France, unbeaten, very rangy. Ellie Scottney unbeaten as well. This is a unification fight. Ellie Scottney, IBF Super Bantamweight champion. Lefebvre is WBO Super Bantamweight champion. Ellie Scottney, what do you make of Ellie? I almost feel like she's been on the outside looking in when we talk about top female domestic fighters.
She has been on the outside looking in, but I think the change in trainers will have been a bit of a disabling factor in her rise to the top. It's hard to get momentum with a trainer, but she's been with Shane a few fights now since leaving Adam Booth, and she's constantly improving. You know, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I rate Shane McGuigan as a coach. I think he's a really good boxing coach, and he does improve fighters. There's just no other way to say it or get around that. He's a very good coach. I think Adam Booth knows his stuff, was a good coach. He got Ellie to where he got it to. So for Ellie, I've got to give the ladies so much credit. They always want to fight each other, champion versus champion, all the time. We've seen unification after unification. I just wish the lads would take a leaf
step
out
up
of their
a bit.
book.
Yeah, Rhiannon Dixon as well fights for the vacant WBO lightweight title. She takes on Karen Carabajal. You might remember the name. She fought Katie Taylor a couple of years ago at 135 pounds. She's back to her natural weight class of 130. I think this is a really tough fight for Rhiannon Dixon. Good luck to her. Obviously, look, Crawler going through first world title as a trainer. That's a big tick. But this isn't easy. This is the acid test.
This is a hard test, and especially for someone like Anthony as well. He's a young trainer, upcoming in the game, doing a really good job with his brother Will. Got Rhiannon, and this is, you're right when you say acid test, but is she ready for this? We don't know.
Yeah.
And this is the one that we need to find out. So really good matchup, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, indeed. A couple other names to mention that are on the card as well. Michael Gomez Jr. takes on Kane Baker. You might remember Michael Gomez Sr., great fighter. If he's got anything like his dad, because I know what Kane Baker's got, that should be a good fight.
Yes.
Brandon Scott in action as well. Jordan Flynn is on the card as well, so it should be a fantastic fight card. All begins before the bell at 5 o'clock, and then yours truly, me and Tony together from 7 o'clock. So make sure you tune in this Saturday live on DAZN. We can't wait to see you.
These are the fights that we want to see. Jordan Gill and Zelfa Barrett, a fantastic domestic British clash that's going to lead these two on the verge of a world championship shot, looking to stake their claim for a world title, and they decide to give us a treat and make a 50-50 domestic clash.
This is a through and through Jordan Gill here.
Headlining in his hometown.
The brown flash in a flash. Oh, big right hand! This is what's going to make Zelfa Barrett a world champion.
This fight feels like a world title fight because I know how good Jordan is.
We don't have champions where I come from. I want to be a world champion. I deserve a shot.
Jordan Gill, fantastic stuff.
These two fantastic super featherweights.
Against the odds.
I'm ready to go. It's giving me that grit in my teeth to really want to perform.